What is a high potential incident, and why do we care about them? When people talk about safety and health in the resources industry, we often hear the term high potential incident, or HPI. When we hear that HPIs have been occurring in the industry, some people seem to react with alarm, while others seem to think reports about HPIs are a good thing. Why is this? First of all, what exactly is a high potential incident? Some people call HPIs near-miss events or dangerous incidents, meaning an incident that almost ended in someone getting seriously hurt, but for some reason that was avoided. Some people say HPIs are great opportunities to learn and improve safety practices. Who's right? What does all this mean? High potential incidents can be defined differently depending on your workplace, your industry, and even the laws that apply to your workplace. But it is useful to think of an HPI as an incident where something didn't go as you planned or expected it would. Take this example. You're in your car, driving out of an underground car park. As you approach the exit, you check to see if there are any cars coming in. There's a convex mirror positioned at the intersection so you can check around the corner for any cars entering the car park. Only it's come loose and is facing the ground, so you can't see anything at all. So you accelerate forward, maybe a little too quickly given you can't see what's around the corner. And along comes another car. Your sensor alarm sounds and your automatic brakes activate, but not in time. The other car strikes yours. You and the other driver cautiously exit your vehicles to assess the damage. Fortunately, neither of you is hurt. Maybe this is because, although you were probably driving a bit quicker than you should have been, it wasn't a particularly high speed. You were both wearing seat belts. One of the airbags activated in the car of the other driver, who was going a bit too fast. Now, clearly this is an incident where things didn't go as you or the other driver planned. Let's pull that apart. On the one hand, something happened that we didn't want to happen, a collision that resulted in 2 damaged vehicles. But on the other hand, no one was hurt. We can see this was because a few things went wrong and a few things went well. What went wrong? The broken mirror, both drivers speeding. What went well? Seatbelts, airbags, sensor alarms, auto brakes. If you were someone, say the car park operator, who wanted to prevent accidents in the car park, you can find some good information by taking a close look at this incident. Why do we care? You may be happy that no one was hurt in this collision, but you'd be happier if the collision hadn't happened at all. So although there's good news in there about the things that went well, you'll want to understand what went wrong and look for ways to address them. The first thing you do is fix the mirror. But if you're really serious about stopping collisions, this incident might tell you what else you can do in case the mirror comes loose again, because we can't always rely on things going to plan. This was an example of an HPI that involved some good news and bad news. But more important than whether we decide to call it good or bad is that this HPI, and any HPI, is a source of important information that can tell us about how well we're controlling things that might put persons at risk. Every HPI is an opportunity to understand what didn't work and why, and fix it, and also to understand what did work and consider how it can be applied elsewhere. Let's revisit the example. Say this time you weren't speeding, but as you were driving out, a pedestrian came the other way. They jumped out of the way and you applied the brakes just in the nick of time. There was no damage, there were no injuries, but it was close. As the car park operator, you can see how this could have ended badly because things didn't go as planned. You can still make improvements. You might consider improvements to design, adding a pedestrian walkway separated by a guardrail, or maybe installing boom gate at the car park entry, preventing pedestrian access to the ramp, instead directing to a doorway for pedestrian access only. You can see that this near-miss incident gives you the opportunity to consider controls to prevent accidents, and that multiple controls offer better protection in the form of backup if one control fails. So you can see, even in a world where no one gets hurt, whether it's because of good luck or because the protections we put in place work exactly as we hope they will still have scenarios where things won't go to plan. And if luck isn't on our side, someone could get seriously hurt. Which is why at RSHQ, we always expect to see HPIs, and we even want to see them increasing. Why? Because if workplaces are identifying, reporting and investigating these incidents, we know they're not ignoring information that can help them learn and are serious about understanding how well they're controlling risks and improving protections for their people.